Hey everyone, first and foremost, thank you so much for hitting that play button on YouTube. Much appreciated for you guys being here. If you guys are listening via audio formats, whether it's on Spotify or Apple or iHeartRadio, please leave us any type of feedback if possible. Today, you're going to be listening to an interview I did with FairyLiveShow, an absolute gem of a person. I love her and everything about her. She has a great personality, great energy, and everything of that nature. We go through a lot in this interview. In all reality, I think it's just a really great interview talking about streaming in general, her methods, what her tip is when it comes to streaming, just in general, everything that she's done, which is a vast list of things, which surprised me even. But she's a great person. Highly recommend you guys check her out. You can find anything and everything in the description below for her. And I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for hitting that play button on the Go Live podcast. Today, I have with me someone that, in all reality, is one of my most favorite content creators I have been able to meet on this platform. Not only on this platform, but in general throughout my career in the content creation field. Hold on to your horses, because this is going to be a list. She is a Twitch partner, part of the Generation F stream team. She has done cooking streams herself, which she's ruined one of her moderators' houses. She has had the NTS, which is the Next Top Streamer show that she did. She has had many characters that she's portrayed on stream, going from Goldie to Granny to Pickle to Miss Rageous to Beardy to Mr. F, Ashley, I think, and then now you have Sean, who's a poop. She's been the original developer of the Music Vision and Twitch Vision on Twitch. She has had interactive escape rooms, which she has developed. She has had 3 podcasts, Behind the Streams, Confessions, and also the Mystery Mondays with Kiwi Play, who is another fantastic streamer herself. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to have on the show someone who I absolutely adore, and I love her personality and energy, and it is Fairy Live Show. How are you?
Oh, I've done so much.
You have. So I'm like, this is good. This is going to be a list. So
It's a huge list. Oh my god.
so first and foremost,
Oh.
hello. First and foremost, what I want you to do is I want you to give a little introduction of yourself. Who are you? How you got into streaming? How you got even your name if you want, but feel free, give a little intro to you.
Alrighty, so I'm Fairy Live Show, and I have no clue how the live show came into my head, but the fairy.
Fairy was such a used name, so I don't think you could just use it, but you got something.
Yeah,
You got something out of it.
because fairy wasn't free, so I gotta use something. But the fairy part came really early when I was thinking about what nickname I'm gonna use. The first nickname that I used ever was X with X girl, and
Seriously?
don't judge. Okay.
No, I'm not judging, but it's a perfect transition to a wonderful Instagram account you had that's been thankfully banned.
Exactly.
We'll get into that later. Some people are like, "What?" So now that we have an
Of
ex-girl
course.
here, all right. So tell us, continue
Yeah.
on.
It came to me from a song that I was singing when I was little, and I didn't even know what that means, so I said ex girl. And then, because a lot of people, like half of the people, thought that I was ex girl,
Yeah.
and the other half thought that I was ex girl now boy. So
Oh,
I
okay.
said,
All right.
I have to
I could see
regret.
that. I could see that.
So I thought that was something that my mom was calling me when she was brushing my hair and stuff, and she was like, "Oh, you look like a fairy." So I said, "You know what? Fairy, why not?"
That works very
So
well.
yeah.
So I know for you, before streaming, you've actually been in more of like the marketing and promotion field, I believe. Tell us a little bit about your background as well, because you actually have a very
Uh,
professional background.
yeah, like I've done lots of things just like streaming. I've done lots of things in the background. So,
Many projects galore with that too. Is there another
oh
list I
yeah,
haven't mentioned?
there is a huge list, but I'm not gonna say the whole thing. I'm just gonna say like some highlights. I started off as a graphic designer because I always wanted to draw stuff and be creative. When I realized that the clients is taking your creativity out and say, okay, you'll do what you want.
Yeah.
I thought that maybe I should do something in the background as well that I love. So I started digging first the gaming industry and everything. So I was writing articles and opinion articles and review articles about video games on local magazines here in Greece.
Oh, okay.
And after that, I became a chief editor at IGN Greece, and
I had no clue about that.
yeah,
That just surprised the hell out of me. Okay, that's cool.
yeah, that's
So,
another
so I got a
that's
former
another
ex
part of the
IGN
story as
person here.
well.
All right, there's more questions now to be answered.
So yeah, that was pretty fun as well. I loved it. But also in the background, I wanted to do something show wise. So I did a couple of radio shows back in the days in web radios and stuff here in Greece. And then after that, I did some. I was presenting and hosting like the major gaming shows that were happening here in Greece and around here as well, let's
Yep.
say. Uh Finishing with that because the Greek community, and that's why I decided streaming in English afterwards. The Greek community was a little bit how can I say, judgmental, I would say a
Really?
lot. Yeah, and especially because the people were not adults, when they're talking about video games and stuff. The people who would comment were in the adult community
Yeah.
because the adult community didn't want to say something. It was like, okay, thank you for the article, thank you for the show, But the ones who were commenting was a little bit toxic. Not to me in particular. I had a perfect, career on that, but in general, the mindset. So,
Yeah. It's a very old school
uh,
mindset in a way, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, something like that. And they always had something to say, whatever you were writing, whatever you were saying, there was always a little something that you didn't mention. You didn't
Yeah.
say that. Oh, you forgot that. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to do something else. So later on, I put my hands a little bit on the business fields and the startups and everything. Did some workshops, won a couple awards on the business field and everything. Tried to do my own startup, but when things got really serious and I had some investors like telling me, you got to start this, you got to start this, I was like, okay, maybe I should do something else.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm so amazed right now. Like I know you have a background, a very vivid background, and a lot of different pots of expertise and different type of skills, which you showcase on your streams. And the more that you talk about your background of where you've come from, it's quite remarkable to see how much you have learned, specifically because you're still a very young age. But like you've learned so much and you've been able to adapt that so well to your streams and how you build your community and how you build your different type of seasons and how you make it look different. Like the talk about graphic artists, for me, I'm like, okay, I knew you're part of a graphic artist. I know you did that quite a lot because you can showcase that on your streams. But my God, the list of accommodations or accreditations you had is phenomenal. That just baffles me. Holy hell! But that's fantastic. And again, it shows how much we go through this just road of development in our life. And you've had a very vivid road of development, obviously, where you have also seen some failures along the way. And
Oh
the
yeah.
one thing I will say is when it comes to any streaming is failure is definitely going to be there regardless of the situation, regardless of what you're doing, regardless of what you make, you're always going to experience that. And if you do not fear failure, you can go a long way. So I got a question for you. How do you look at failure when it comes to content creation?
Mhm.
Do you fear it? Do
So,
you embrace it?
at first I was afraid of it, but because there's been failure in all of the other parts in graphic design and business wise and everything, I said that fail fast
Mhm.
so that you can learn from your mistakes the fastest you can.
I love that.
So yeah, that's how I go because I know that mistakes you cannot avoid them.
Yeah,
Even if you try to, you cannot avoid
it
them.
happens.
Yeah, it happens. And the fastest you can learn from them and spot them because you might fail, but maybe you don't realize that in which part are you failing at.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that I do, but I try to figure out what is going wrong every time. Is it the people? Is it what I do? Is it something that I changed?
Yeah.
So I try to reflect and think about it. And of course, fear is not good for that because it keeps you back. So
It's not. And again, for fear, you have a perfect natural feeling of being scared to fail. However, the cool thing about you is because you've gone through so much, and I won't call them failures, but I'll call them kind of deviations from where you were going. And because like you started something, you eventually kind of fell out of love with it, you went another way. But the thing is that with everything that you do and you've done in the past, you've grown and you've adapted to the skills that you've learned, and you take that skill set and you're bringing into your product nowadays, which is exactly what's coming off of your product. For those of you who do not know, I highly recommend you guys do check out FairyLiveShow. You will find all of her links down in the description below when it comes to her YouTube, when it comes to her Twitch, when it comes to her Twitter. Out of every single streamer I have seen on this platform, I will say she has one of the best and the most high quality streams out there, just because of the amount of detail she puts in everything, regardless if it's the people that she interviews, regardless of it's the animations or the graphics she utilizes. Her ideas are very original, and that's what I love about it. And so let's talk about your original ideas, because you've had your music vision and your Twitch vision and the next top streamer, which you actually did a great job with that. As a matter of fact, you even had Twitch integrate you, put you on the front page because they believed in that as well. How did that feel?
it felt awesome. It was one of my favorite things I'd done on Twitch,
Mm,
especially Twitch Vision at first and then Music Vision. It was like my ultimate favorite. And it felt awesome, especially because I'm not a musician myself,
yeah,
but I really admire music and talented people who can really get it out there with music and everything.
yeah,
So it was so good. And the second year was also very good, and I didn't expect that because all of the musicians and all of the music community saw this second year as another year to gather all together, share the music and everything. It was awesome.
yeah. And even your next top streamer was a very good one too. Like you pretty much talked
Mhm.
a lot about different streamers, seeing exactly who's coming forward and who's like the next person to keep an eye on. Now I know you're not doing these anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the music vision, I'm not sure if it's gonna happen this
Okay.
year. Probably will, but the next top streamer, it's been taken, I would say.
Yeah, I didn't know if you want to talk about that, but this
Oh,
is
no worries.
this is the situation when you have a very original idea, you portray it very well, it gets a lot of great attention. Then the bigger companies are like, "I like this idea. Let's take this and offer better rewards and everything." Um, I know you went through that, and it sucks. It's a very crappy feeling to pretty much take something that you did put a lot of heart and passion in, and then seeing that. How did that kind of make you feel?
When I first saw it, I thought they were trolling me. To be honest, I was like, really now? Like,
Hold on there. This looks familiar. They didn't even change the
yeah,
name, did they? They kept it the same.
e- exactly. That's why I thought I was being trolled because I was like, okay, so you're a big company, you got some money, you couldn't find another name, like.
You couldn't be original. You know what? I want to know why is because you got so much attention for that. They wanted to ride that rail. You know what I mean? They wanted to take the opportunity to say, "Hey, we're just gonna take that name and just use it as well," which was very
It was
unfortunate.
amazing. Yes, like I can give you probably a Twitch idol. Yeah, there is another
There is
name. You
one that
can
you could
use it.
do.
It's free. I'm giving it
It's
to you.
free. Anyone who sees this wants to use it. There you go. You got her permission to. She won't come after you.
Oh
I think at
gosh.
this point in time, any name you come up with, you have to get licensed. Like you just have to get
Yeah.
licensed. And those. Now, obviously, we talked about your marketing background. You are somebody who also has the digital background, doing artwork and everything. One thing that really set you apart from me, the first time I really ever met you, is your comic book of Twitch. And
Mhm.
how you just do your graphics. I haven't really seen any walls refer to themselves as the comic book of Twitch. So where did that come from? I'm assuming you're a big comic book fan.
Uh, Actually, I was mostly a fan of the comic book aesthetics. I've read lots of comic book
Oh, okay.
books, but not superhero like ones. Mostly, Mickey Mouse stuff like that. But I
X
love the
girl.
aesthetics. Exactly. I was a hero already.
Yeah, there you go.
Um, so So I was like, the first year when I came on Twitch, I had no freaking clue what I was about to do. I thought that I was gonna go with retro games, and that would be cool because I
Yeah.
love retro games. And there I have a mini NES. Then I realized that I didn't remember right. I was a good player back in the days in retro games, and
Nowadays, oh crap.
nowadays I'm raging a little bit more, and it wasn't so entertaining.
Yeah,
So
that's how it was like with the retro games. You raged a lot.
I didn't expect that. I was
Yep.
like, wait, I was a super player when I was like 10 or something. Why am I crappy right now? So I had to think of something cool to do on Twitch after I got a little bit more comfortable with a platform, with OBS,
Yeah.
and with everything that came after that. So we were sitting with my mod John, because who is actually the person who got me on Twitch from the first place.
A
He's a high
shout out to John. As a matter of fact, he's a
yes.
fantastic moderator. If you ever want a moderator, like John is like a perfect example of like a perfect mod. He allows
Yeah.
you to come to his house and destroy stuff for just content. It's fantastic. I can't begin the amount of times I've seen his kitchen get ruined by this woman. But it's really great to have somebody like that for you. But yeah, go on.
Exactly. Exactly. If you don't have a mod whose kitchen you cannot ruin, then it's not your
yeah,
mod.
no, it's not
I'm
your mod.
telling you.
They're temporary.
So he
I
told
love you,
me
John.
like, love you, John. So he told me, why don't you go stream on Twitch? And he said that I'm gonna help you. So I took that information. Okay, you remember what you said? Now help me out. And together we spread some ideas to the table. He was like, let's do something magical, like a fairy stuff. And then
Yeah,
I said, maybe I can do another character that is going to be against me, because I cannot be alone. It's boring to
yeah,
be alone and try to do everything right. So I wanted somebody to say, "Oh, you're noob, you don't do anything right," and
yeah.
stuff. So so piece by piece, we collected all the puzzle, and then we said, "Why don't we do a comic book with a couple of characters?"
Mm.
So then came all of the other ones one by one, and we loved them.
And by the way, for those of you, like I said, she has a lot of characters: Goaty, Granny Pickle, Miss Rageist, Beardy. Was it Mr. F? Mr. F was actually not necessarily a character you portrayed. That was actually a character that was a part of your streams that you transitioned all of your notifications, all your events to, which again, all done by you, right? Yeah, so
Yes.
also I hated that because I don't like dolls and I did not like him at all. So it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. It was the one time I was like, I'm not watching her because I don't like the look of this thing. But overall, like you've done a great job portraying yourself. The comic book of Twitch is a great concept that I haven't really seen anywhere else. I'm happy that you're still going with it, and the concept of obviously getting those characters, because you know me, you and I actually have similar takes. I have my characters on my stream. I got Nanners, I got Cross, I got Alan, I got my characters as well. So it's good to see that we're using the Snapcam thing when it works properly
Yes.
on stream. Oh my god, I got no comment on that. But the one other thing that I think took me not by surprise, but it just blew my mind, and you did this so well, so perfectly, is your escape rooms.
Oh,
I gotta say, the amount of time I'm assuming you put into them blew my mind away. The quality of it blew my mind away. The fact that you were doing this free for people just to watch on Twitch blew my mind. So tell us a little bit about the escape rooms, how you actually got to do them, how long it took. I like honestly, I'm scared to see your OBS and how many sources you have. It's
yes,
terrifying.
you do. I'm telling you.
It's terrifying. And what kills me the most, for those of you who are watching right now, obviously in streaming world we have a lot of like, we have the Elgatos, we have hotkeys, macros. She used to use I think it was a separate keyboard that you macro different type of keys on. She was old school, and she did it all. So you ain't no complaining from any one of you. Be like, I need an Elgato. No, you don't. Don't be like that. So with your escape rooms, tell us a little bit about them, because like I said, they're honestly very original when it comes to Twitch. You utilize different streamers coming on. You actually have one for couples, I think for Valentine's Day that you did it.
Yes.
So how one did you come up with that concept, and the amount of time it took? Because I think you've done 3 or 4, I believe.
What rooms?
Yeah.
It was 6.
Okay, well, never mind my numbering then. So yes, tell us how long it took and how you came up with those ideas.
Okay, so starting with the idea, first of all, I'm a huge fan of escape rooms and riddles in general. So I've visited lots of escape rooms. Wherever I go, I spot an escape room. So I say I can combine a trip with an escape room. So
I've never done an escape room.
really,
I've never done. I like puzzles. I like working puzzles. I've
you
never
don't know
done an
what
escape
you're
room.
missing.
Sorry, I said to interrupt with
You,
that.
I'm telling you, you should. And because maybe, just maybe, they're gonna come back.
Oh, we
So
have some. Oh, I have some here. Like, there's a bunch of them in like where I am located. So
good,
maybe
good,
one
good,
day I'll
good.
pretty much be stuck in there for God knows how many hours.
You do that.
You do that.
Thank you
Thank
later.
you. I will. I'll have the people be like, "Yeah, can you get me out? Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing in here." It's literally my life. I'm confused in a room, not knowing how to get out. That's my life right there.
Call me and I'll help
Call
you.
you. Call you from Canada to Greece. You want to fit the bill?
Yeah.
God damn it. Anyways, go continue on.
So I've been to lots of them, and I really like the concept. And I was always thinking that how can I be a game master? Game masters are called the people who watch the other people being tortured, like
Gotcha.
solve riddles.
Gotcha. Okay. I gotcha.
So I wanted that. I wanted to be someone to design a room and then see other people how they react to it and everything.
Hmm.
And when we were thinking about how season 4 is going to go, and because we said that maybe we're not going to do exactly the comic book this year,
Hmm.
so it was kind of less work for me, I said, okay, maybe we should do an original show, something different, but something mysteriously to be together along with Mr. F, who was
Yeah.
scary as well. So I said, maybe we can do some escape rooms and stuff. So there, we started thinking how we will combine all of these
Hmm.
things. And because I was designing all of the rooms one by one,
Yeah, you were.
John was thinking about the storyline and the background story about
Oh,
every
okay.
room, the riddles and everything. We made them together most of the times. And the 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 best and most challenging part though was to predict and to be able to have everything in mind, because the people, the streamers who were invited to the escape rooms might have other ideas of what I designed the room to
Yeah.
be about.
Yeah.
So there were lots of times where I was like, okay, the solution is very obvious. This is a very easy room, and the people were like, oh, what we should do next? Maybe we can go call an elevator. And I was like, there is no elevator.
So where the hell did you get that idea from? There's no shaft or anything. Okay.
Yeah, so after the first escape room where I saw lots of things that I haven't thought, but the guests thought about, I tested every room with a couple of my friends and not telling them anything about the room.
Hmm.
So I tested it with them and everything. Now, for the creation part, it was around 2 weeks per room,
Oh,
but
Jesus.
working hours, and I'm talking hours. It could be a day where I was working like 15 or 20 hours on the room,
Hmm.
especially not for the design of them mostly, but for the keys. This stream deck, if it had voice, it would say lots of bad things to me.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop
Yes,
applying stuff.
stop with the multitasking. Like the multitasking switches on this
Yeah.
stream deck was like it was going and going and going. So
It was just
it was
folder upon folder
very,
upon folder upon folder. Yeah, it sounds about right.
yes,
Yeah, that sounds
yes.
about right.
And one button could do like 10 things at a time or something. It was like designing and developing a game with stream deck.
Yeah.
Elgato, you should do something about that.
Well, that's why you gotta get the XL one, like the massive one.
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
you have the standard one, right?
No, I have the XL. No
Oh,
standards
Jesus
for me.
Christ! All
I
right.
need another
All
one.
right.
What do
Yeah,
you
you need
need?
a second XL. That's just how this
Oh
works
yeah.
then apparently. But that's kind of the phenomenal aspect to this is that, you took these rooms, designed every single one of them, and it took multiple weeks, hours at a time, you sitting at a desk just creating this for the purpose of this is the one show. You know what I mean? So one idea is, have you ever thought of actually turning that into a game?
Well, I thought about it at first, but then I didn't know how because I'm not a developer. Well, I can like read or something, but I don't think that I can do this kind of level that I want.
Actually, the,
So,
the the idea I was having, not actually making it into a game where you play on the game on the computer, but actually like a board game, because they have those
oh,
nowadays as
board
well.
game.
And the
Yes,
thing is that
yes,
it's
that
it's
would be.
great. It's great that like it's just different type of concept ideas, and I think you have a
Hmm.
lot of original ideas that would coincide with that as well. Just an idea, but one thing I wanted to touch on that you spoke about, and you mentioned seasons.
Yeah.
As someone who does this for quite often, we sit, we play video games, we develop, we work content, we cut, we post, we do and do and do and do. I'm an advocate of making sure that individuals have a proper state of mind and healthy mental health when they're doing this concept. I love how you do your streams. Now, for those of you who are not aware, all of us, obviously, when it comes to streams, we are sitting at our desk for multiple hours playing a video game, multiple hours after the fact, editing, multiple hours after the fact, making content, uploading content, making sure that every single social media has a certain independent type of content because not every single audience on every single social media is the same. You have to adapt to the audience that's on that social media. You have a great concept where you X from this month to this month, then you take a month off, or even longer, actually, I think. But like,
Way longer.
yeah, like you take a few months off. I absolutely love this idea because I think a lot of people don't understand the reset for them that they need. I got to a point once where I literally had to take a month off because I was exhausted, I was tired, I wasn't enjoying it. I disconnected from everything. I was not on social media, I did not work on anything. I literally disconnected for a month.
Yeah.
Best thing ever. So, I want you to talk a little bit about why you decided to do that. I don't know, did you start doing that right away when you were doing your streaming?
Yes.
You had that
Yes,
from the
yes,
very beginning.
100%. Very beginning.
So tell us a little bit about that and tell us how it's helped you. And because, like, I'll be honest, I haven't, it's not, hasn't affected your numbers in any way. As a matter of fact, every single time you come back from different seasons, I see you growing and growing and growing and growing. The
Mhm.
fear in streaming is if you go away, all my people are going to leave. Not the dedicated ones. If the ones who care
Yeah,
about you and your mental health will stay, and those are the people you need to focus on. And I think
exactly.
you've adapted so well to many people and connected well with many people, myself included. So tell us a little bit about that, why you do that, how it's affected you, and if it's something you recommend others to follow as well.
Well, first of all, I recommend it 100%. And because it's really, when it comes to content creation, we got to all understand and respect that it is something creative. And creativity without breaks is burned out.
You burn
So,
right out. Oh my god, I know that.
yeah. So when I was working, like I'm still working and everything, but I was lucky enough to be able from all of my works to have August off.
Oh, okay.
And in every work that I did, in every job that I was, it was August at least off. Sometimes it was also July.
Hmm.
So it was this 2 months that I was, as a kid, also from school, it was off, then work, it was off. And at one point, when my job didn't let me go a month off, I quit.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So yeah, that's me. That's
That's
how
fine.
I
Yep.
run things. So I want a couple of months on the summer to be with my friends, to drink beers, to do whatever I like,
Hmm.
and I'm not. Uh, I never say the opposite. So I try to bring this to the stream from the very first moment because I was listening to lots of streamers that were saying, don't cancel streams, don't do so many
I
long breaks and
I hate that.
stuff.
Yeah. I
So
it's so annoying.
it's very annoying and very frustrating for sometimes it's frustrating for the viewers when you cancel streams in particular. So
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I will try not to cancel streams, but I'm gonna take some time off to be fair to everybody and to myself.
Hmm.
So I said from the very beginning, I didn't say we are on season one, but I said we'll do a break and come back for season two. And actually, what I try to do is every season to be different and have
You do.
something
Yeah.
something different. So they really get it, my community, and I'm so grateful for that, to have a community who really gets it, who really gets why I'm taking a break, why I'm doing this for too long, and what is happening after I come back,
Yeah.
because it's a huge party and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very refreshing for me, first of all, to have a break, have some fun, refresh my head, come up with some good ideas, new ideas and stuff. And then the comeback feeling to what you missed and what you have passion about and everything, and see the people saying, "Hey, hello, welcome back," and everything. It's precious.
It
So I
is.
really recommend it to all of you to do it.
Yeah, so like when I had my month off, coming back was just one of those like, holy hell, how's it going? How's everyone doing? Had a long time no see. And honestly, I don't know if you disconnect from everything. I think you still stay connected to social media, but you don't fully disconnect.
Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
my my month of disconnect was one of the best things ever.
You
Because
disconnected from everything, social
everything.
media
I was
included.
I was gone. I literally was just away from my phone.
Oh,
And it
good.
was it was such a refreshing feeling because my days opened up. Like I had nothing to do. I wasn't always on my phone. Other than I was doing mobile games or whatever, that's different. But
Yeah.
like I could come to my PC and just be like, put a video game on. Like there's nothing to do other than my work. It was like I was nothing to do.
Yeah.
So doing that really did give me a really good reset, and to a point where I want to take what you do in a way and just say every year this month I'm off. It's just not seasons, but just this is just my vacation from streaming. This month, I'm completely away from everything. I'll come back here and there, but I think it's such a great concept, and I think because of what you did, that actually the reason I took a month off is because of what you do. And I looked at that,
Aw.
I'm like, you know what? She always takes God knows how much time off. She's always in a great mood. I'm like, I was burned out. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing because I run my e-fed, and that was one thing that I really do enjoy doing. But I got to a point where I'm like, "Ugh, I really don't care. Like I really don't want to do this right now." And once that happens for me, because I'm lucky enough to be able to identify burnout very easy, or
Oh,
very early on.
good.
So when I
Mhm.
identify that, I gotta see, okay, I need time off, or I need to do something different because it's just gonna get to me. And that was one thing that I think was great. I took your concept, I took the month off, and it was just breath of fresh air. So I do recommend
Yes.
it to anyone out there. Like, don't go to a drastic nature of doing 2 to 3 months off, but like take some time for yourself. It's extremely important. It's
Yeah.
content is one thing, but when you get to a point where you don't want to do it anymore, or you work so hard to get a certain viewer base, but you don't connect to that viewer base, you take time off and that viewer base goes somewhere else, it's all for nothing. So
Exactly.
I think,
Exactly.
no, go ahead.
And that happened. What happened to me? One of the breaks did had an impact to my community. Not the very regular ones, but some other people left, and there were a lot. But the good part was that I had no regret about it. It was
Mhm.
like, okay, so what? I should stay here, like sticking in my chair forever?
Yeah.
Uh, it's not possible. So if they want to go out, good. Because if that's their mentality, they don't get mine. So we're not like-minded. So okay,
Yep.
it's not on your community. They don't belong here.
Yeah, that's perfect. You know what I mean? I've said this before. If you have people who care about you, who connect about you,
Yeah.
they'll understand why you're taking this off. For those who just want to leave and just always don't care about the streamer that they're watching, they don't care about the mental health, they don't care about the burnout, they don't care anything like that. That's on their prerogative. You know what I mean? So let them go.
Oh yeah.
Let
Yeah.
them go. Let them find somebody else. So one question I have for anyone that I interview, and this is a very important question because everyone's going to be different, is what would your biggest tip be to streamers out there? Whether they're starting,
Mhm.
whether they're veterans, from your experience, what you've learned, how you've grown, and your vast list of accomplishments, because God knows that's vast, and your ex girl. What exactly, what tip would you give to a streamer in today's market to continue on the way that they're continuing on, but in a healthy, proper mindset?
Mm-hmm. So when I started streaming, I listened to and I read a lot of things and I listened to a lot of people saying at first they were saying do what you love, do
Mm.
what you want to do. That doesn't particularly work. I'm not saying do what you hate, of course, but I'm saying what
You heard it
I
here,
would.
folks. Do what you hate. Fantastic.
That's the best tip. Do what you
That's
hate.
yeah. Do what you hate. Never do it again. Just one time.
Don't
That's
listen
it.
to those fool people that are telling you be happy and do what you want.
Yeah.
No, but what I was gonna say to somebody that is starting streaming or want to have like rebrand or something. Think of what you like doing and brand it, like make your stream and your content your product,
Yep.
and do not say, oh, you know what, it's good, I'm gonna start streaming, all the viewers are gonna come in here because I open up a camera and I play. No, think about it as your baby, think about it as a project, and think about it as a brand, because if you respect it and brand it and feel what you're doing exactly and why you are doing this, it is very important to have this why, because the why, because it makes me happy, is I don't think it's the reason that you started streaming. It is something that you want out of it, and I'm not talking about money.
Oh, and if that's if that's your focus, you're in this for the wrong reason, plain and simple.
It is true, but also money is something that maybe motivate you at some points,
So at some
maybe
point, yeah.
yeah, but make sure to brand something and feel like you are the CEO of your brand,
Sure.
because otherwise when somebody is inviting you to their streams and you take it as a hobby and you say, okay, I'm gonna come to your stream, and then you say, oh, you know what, I cancel, and I get it lots of times. I feel like they're not taking this seriously and
Mm.
they're not taking their brand seriously, so one day or another that's gonna poof
Yep.
and everything. So yeah, that's my basic tip. Just do what you want, but brand it in a way that it is going to be a product, and then you have it and you see it and you say, this is my product and this is very specific. That's my tip.
Take it from somebody who's been in the market for God knows how long, and vast other markets for God knows how long. But in our reality, it's a very good, important concept there. Take what you love, brand around it, grow it. That's one thing that always kills me is everyone is always anticipating to have a perfect product right away. You're not going to have a perfect product right away. Like my product and even Fairy's product, for example, like we started somewhere, but it branches off. Like you build what you want, grow it, let it branch out, because sometimes what you start may not be with what you end. So it's a very,
Yeah.
very important matter. So actually one more question I have for you. I actually should have asked this prior to the last one, but whatever, I'll ask to you right now. Routines. I'm someone who's very adamant that routines, when you have a certain routine in place, it does put you in a better state of mind when you come working on the PCs. For example, for me, I have a routine: get up, make the bed, make lunch for the wife, get a workout in, do whatever I need to do for work. I don't check my phone until an hour after I wake up. I do that, come to the PCs. I'm at a better mindset because I've done what it is my routine in the morning. Do you have a routine that you follow? And if so, what is it?
So every season my routine is different, to be honest, because it has different projects and different things to do, and sometimes I'm in between different background projects when it comes to my day job and everything.
Mm.
So This particular season, my time schedule and my time management is something that I'm still working on
That's fine.
because I'm trying to figure out how I can do more content for other platforms. And especially TikTok is being a bitch to me because I cannot make time for TikTok and I really want to. So my routine most of the times is like wake up really late. Uh
Okay. It's a good start.
because I sleep really late as well.
Yeah, I
So I
figured the
sleep
amount of time you work
like
on stuff.
I sleep around 6 a.m. my time, so it's like yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wake up, have my coffee, and while drinking the coffee, I make a list about things that I have to do today, prioritize them, and then start doing.
That's great,
Workout
actually.
is not one of the things that I do.
Yeah, for me, workout's always been I have to
I
have some type of physical
know.
activity in there. But it's
I
true.
should put it there. I try to write the W of the workout and then stretch it out.
To be honest with you, one simple thing. So because my wife is pregnant, obviously, so we one workout she did even prior to this when we had our days where we were lazy, we literally would just stand up and walk for 20 minutes, just in place, just walk,
Hmm.
and you'd be amazed how much of like at the end of it, I was like why am I like this? Why am I huffing and puffing? I'm literally just walking, or then little steps to the side, little steps forward. The best thing is if you're doing any type of physical activity, any sideways, front ways, diagonal, any type of those movements will do traumatic effect for you. Anyways, go on.
Moving my feet while I'm on the chair, does it count? Because I do it all the time to
I mean,
make the
there
list
are
as
ways
long as I'm
you
going.
can. There's like ones where you can like lift your feet up and shins up, and I got ambulance going across here. I live right by to a fire station, so I always hear these things.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but so like the list is actually very important. That's actually a massive
Yeah.
important one because some people have it like for me, I have the sticky notes on my PC, so I'll like do a sticky notes there. I'll have like the things I need to do. I'm not always the best at keeping that up to date. I'm not gonna lie, specifically as of late
Yeah.
with a bunch of stuff happening for me. But it's a
Mhm.
great way of seeing something visually for you to do. Do you always complete that list every single day, or?
Yeah, I try to have a rule when I go to my bed to ask myself, have you done progress to work, day job, and whatever is my personal project? Because I have several like stream and the t-shirt store that I have. So every day I want to make progress for each and one of them. So I say, okay, check mark this list, and I have them prioritized. So the first thing that I do is try to get off all of the workload of my day job to be over in around like 4 p.m. at least to be over with this.
Mhm.
And then I try to do everything for my stream, then everything for the other platforms and social media posts and everything.
Yeah.
So I have certain hours that I post that probably work for me or something. And then if I don't have to stream, I do stuff for other platforms. If I do have to stream, I stream, and then I try to do the after stream party because they always think that we just end up the stream and that's it, which is actually not true.
It's a funny story. No, it's not.
Yeah,
No,
it's
you're still at
not.
your PC after that.
And also, you cannot, that's a myth. You cannot go to sleep after stream. Like when I was streaming, because I wanted to be able to stream also and be aligned with the US hours,
Yeah.
I was ending my stream around 4 a.m. my time. I couldn't sleep until 7 a.m. So that's why this year I did it a little bit earlier. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I even did like a 24-hour stream for charity. A few of them actually, dude. After the
Mm.
24 hours, yeah, I'm tired, but I still can't get to bed right away. It took at least another like
Yeah.
few hours, and I'm like, like it's
Exactly.
ridiculous. It's
Exactly.
just because you're
Yeah.
all hyped up, you know what I mean? But honestly, I
Very.
love that. I love the fact you have a list. I love the fact that you talk to yourself like like about like not saying you talk to yourself, but you tell yourself, what have I achieved? I've achieved this. That's actually really great. I don't do that, but that's actually a fantastic idea. I am actually, as of late, I'd like to get working more merchandise stuff too. So, and the thing is, like I said, you have phenomenal merch, you have phenomenal graphics, you have a unicorn kitty mug, which I absolutely love. And like I said, there's so much I appreciate about you because of the hard work you put into your product day in and day out. You do it because you love it. You do it because you enjoy it. You do it because you appreciate the people who are there for you. And anyone that's listening, whether you're listening on YouTube, which by the way, thank you. And if you're here, leave a like and a sub, always helps out, even a comment down below. But if you're listening on podcast formats, anywhere from Spotify to Apple to iHeartRadio to Google Podcasts, anything of that nature, please understand, if you check out her stream, she is a phenomenal person, and I highly recommend that you check her out. She is just great quality, and this is the quality that I think streaming in this world needs to have. So thank you. We have some questions from fans. There's not that many, but there's just a couple questions. One I got yesterday from somebody who was very angry, asked, why on earth would I invite Fairy to the podcast?
Freaking Mr. Aegis.
I don't know if that's a question for you or me.
Like, really?
I don't know.
Why?
No, that was a question from her character on stream. Came over there to ask, and then she asked that.
But why? Really?
I have no clue. I like you. I don't know. There's one question that didn't want to reveal themselves. Who is your favorite fan, and do you think the Scotsman is secretly from Greece?
Wait, what?
I've been told that you would know who this is.
I definitely know who this is. Kudos to Celtic.
Answer the question. Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe you.
No, I will be honest with you. The questions was very last minute for me, so this is my fault for not requesting people to send in questions for too late. But there's actually one legit.
Worries.
There's one legit question. If video games did not exist, what would you do?
Oh, video games don't exist? Oh gosh, what a miserable world.
Oh, I could think of a ton of things you could do with what you've said today. You're a jack of all trades. You don't need video games.
Look, I could do tons of things, but at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna play? And not in the stream, but in general. So I think that I would because video games is not what brought me on Twitch or in the gaming industry in general. What brings me there is the fact that I love to create and plan and host shows. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly what I was about to do, and probably I would invent the games.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Hosting a show I know you're very good at. From like the shows that I've seen you a part of, like your confession show was hilarious. You're so actually, you know what? Let's talk a little bit your Mystery Monday with Kiwi Play. How did this come to be?
Oh yeah, that was something that I didn't believe at first. And then when it happened, I was so excited about it. So basically, the Mystery Monday is the true crime and mystery podcast and vodcast mostly that I do with Kiwa Play every second Monday live on Twitch, and then I drop the episodes. I separate them and I drop them on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So when the escape rooms were kind of frozen this year, I said that, okay, but I cannot just do the regular streams. I gotta put something else on it. I have to put a show or something. And because I'm very passionate and excited about true crimes, mysteries, paranormal activities, creepypasta, urban legends, and stuff
paranormal
like
activities, me too. Yeah, I actually want to go. I want to go ghost hunting at some points. I have like a spirit talker on my phone and everything.
Too.
I love it.
Yes, exactly. So because I was reading all about it, I'm watching tons of documentaries and stuff. I know most of the cases and everything. So I said, why don't we do something like that? But this time I wanted to be a conversation instead of me jabbering all the time and everything. So Kiwa Play is perfect for that. And we matched a lot because we're so damn different, but at the same time, we have lots of things in common. So I'm the colorful one, little cutie one that is all about the true crime and everything, and she's more gothic style and witchy style and everything. So they both are connected so well. And so we talk about true crimes, we talk about mysteries around the world and everything.
Mhm.
And especially when it comes to local cases, when we both come from different places. She is from Vienna, I'm from Greece, and we have lots of stories
Oh,
in
she in
here.
Vietnam, huh? Yeah, I
Yes.
did not know that.
Yeah,
I thought she was in
yeah,
the
yeah.
States
And
somewhere.
oh no.
Oh.
So yeah, Vienna is having lots of mystery and true crime stories in Greece as well, and some of them are known, but not in the details that we know because we're locals and
Mhm.
everything. So at first we talk about local cases, and now that it's Christmas time and everything, we opened up the Christmas files, and I was amazed of how many brutal things happen on Christmas. So we got a lot of things to talk about.
I'm not. I'm not amazed. I'm not amazed. Too many people are happy, and that's not true. I like how you
Yeah.
talked about how you two are so different. So pretty much you're the innocent cute one. So pretty much you'll kill them. She'll bury them. That's pretty much how I see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
pretty much it.
yeah. That's not surprising in any way, shape, or form. You terrify me. But yes, so I am going to leave it here. But first and foremost, the last thing I want to end off with is obviously your stature in the streaming world is becoming very prevalent. So prevalent enough that you've had a fake account made using your name. How did
Hmm.
that feel?
It felt not good.
I had to bring that in. Oh
Oh
my god.
yes, I was mind blown when I saw that because from all the streamers out there and from all the people that are having public accounts on Instagram. Like you pick me. I'm the girl who's always on onesies and not even put a button down, never
That's what
showing
makes you. That's what
anything.
makes it unique. Because it's like, oh wait, there's none of that now. Let's check this out. So for those of
Oh
you who do
my
not know, pretty much what's
god.
happened is that she had a very risque Instagram account made from her. However, it wasn't obviously it was not Fairy. It was somebody else portraying to be her. But it was just one of these instances where it's like, you've made it. Actually, there is one. You just actually brought up one question, and this is going to be a harder one to answer. I know I'm all over the place with this podcast, but this is how my brain usually works. I'll miss questions, and it just pops up. The streaming world is very one-sided sometimes. How do you feel being a girl in the streaming world? Because you've seen a lot of derogatory comments towards female gamers, derogatory comments from towards female streamers, the concept of like, oh, your breasts are stealing my views. No, they're not. But how have you ever had any of these bad experiences? How do you deal with them if you have? Or obviously you know a lot of others that dealt with them as well. I know this is a harder question and probably going to end with this one, but it was just something
Yeah.
that I kind of thought about. I'm like, you know what, I don't think I've ever seen you have to deal with situations like this, which I'm
Mhm.
happy for. I'm very happy about, because you are a very beautiful woman, and you will get that comments as well. But it's one of these things where I wanted to get your kind of experience if you ever had the issues like this or no.
Mhm. So I don't have I never had lots of attention around around my boobs out. So there are no more
All
no
right.
conversation, not much conversation about them. But the point is that in my in IRL, also I'm a person who like I don't give this image out there. I don't know
Mhm.
how to say it. Like, not even the guys that are here in Greece, they do it a lot. Like, they're hitting on girls just like that, or saying, oh, I wish I could sew your boobs and stuff. I don't get that a lot because from what my friends told me, I have this kind of wall with boundaries that are saying, you know what, I'm standing here, you're standing there, we're looking at each other, here's my face. don't look down and stuff like that. But I have to tell you this thing about female streamers. I see that a lot,
Mhm.
uh, but I see it a lot less happening.
Which is
I
good.
see it a lot talking about it, and I've seen lots of streamers talking about it, but I've never been on their streams and see something like that.
Okay.
So I was wondering at first, is it a cool conversation to talk about without even happening? Um, it is happening for sure, but I think that at some point it is a little bit an exaggerated topic to talk about, and it's not that much. If we wouldn't talk about it that much, it wouldn't happen that
Mhm.
much. So the less you talk about it, probably the less you attract it.
That's
So
fine. Oh,
it's
it makes sense. It makes sense.
something like that.
So the reason.
But I have a beard, and maybe don't show boobs. I have a beard. So
Okay, Beardy, relax. Calm down there. Stop squeezing your tits. But the reason I bring it up is because, I've had a past moderator who was stopped streaming due to derogatory comments. I've seen because just how my product is for me, I've connected a lot with a lot of female streamers, and I think the reason is because they feel very comfortable with me. I'm a happily married man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm somebody who loves everyone. I accept everyone for who they are. Like, I'm always willing to open my arms out to anyone and give them a hug. So I've seen a lot of them just have horrible comments made towards them, and I've seen it firsthand when I was being in streams from people. So that's why I kind of asked this question, because obviously just getting a perspective of somebody else. If it doesn't happen to you, fantastic. Like, that's great to hear. And yeah, like if it's the concept of, like, the less you talk about it, the less it happens. But I know a lot of.
If they want to see it, I have boobs like right here. So
There you go. I love that. You just pull a tit out of God knows wherever you just pulled that out of. But it's great. That's why I love you. This is why I just love you, your personality and everything about you. But ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to leave it here because I have a shit ton of meetings I have to get to. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to even consider being on it. As I said, she is a phenomenal person. Please check her out. You'll find all of her details in the description below. You'll find the details under her nameplate as well on the overlay, because I make a fancy overlay for you guys. But she is phenomenal phenomenal just in general, from a great mentality, from a great entertainment aspect. She has great mental health advice. I love her format of a way of her streams. I love her just general energy, just chilling out. Her onesies are top notch. Highly recommend check those out. And honestly, her community is fantastic. When I mentioned John, there's a lot of individuals in her community that are absolutely fantastic. Recommend you guys check them out. Get to know them. Get to know her. Get to know the mods. Also tell John to get a better kitchen, because goddamn, he needs more room for her. But overall. Yes. But overall, I want to say thank you for being here. I don't know if you want to promote anything for yourself. Feel free.
First off, I want to say thank you for inviting me. It is always a pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much for inviting me on this.
Oh, of course,
it's an honor. And what I want to promote is your channel and your things, because I totally love them.
No. This is not how this is gonna work. This is not how this is gonna work.
It works.
No, it's not how this works.
I just did.
No, damn it! I have the power of editing. I will just literally freeze you in place and be like, my name is Fairy. Follow my channel.
Follow the channel, Heal Please Heal, and I cannot wait to see more of this podcast and everything that you are packing up for your stream and everything.
I swear to God,
your content.
I swear to God, I'm going to change your name to X-Girl now underneath your template. All right, don't even make me
challenge you.
Challenge you. Oh my God! You know what's changed now? All right, there we go. The end of the show. Your name now is X-Girl. Fantastic. But thank you again for being here. Much love to you. I'll let myself do an outro at a later point in time. But thank you guys for being here. And like I said, follow her. You guys will find all the links down below. And don't follow me. Don't follow me. Love you all. Bye. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Fairy is an absolute wonderful person and a gem of a personality. If you want to get to know more of her, please, the description down below, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening via other podcast methods, will give you all the links to get access to her. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like and that sub and leave a comment. If you're listening via podcast formats, please do me a favor, leave us a comment, leave us a review, let us know if you're liking the shows, because again, the main intention here is for you guys listening, for you streamers out there, because we just want to help you progress further. And the best way for you to progress further, specifically in this journey of streaming and entrepreneurship, is being able to listen and hear the stories of individuals who've been doing this for years. Not everyone's going to take the same road, not everyone's going to take the same journey. So this is why we do this, because everyone's always going to be different, and that is the main concept that I want you guys to understand. It takes time. Patience will get you to where you want to go, and the best way to do it is to listen to individuals who have gone through this road. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a sub, and I will see you guys in the next video. From me to you, make sure to heal, please heal, and go live. Bye, guys.